want to invite the third speaker, Fardin Shahizada, who want to talk about the coping with uncertainty. Please clap for him.
Thank you so much. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. First of all, I want to thank my TOEFL House Academic Center for arranging this seminar and for giving me the opportunity to talk about my knowledge and my little experience. So let's talk about the certainty and uncertainty. Some of you might probably have an idea what that means in your life, but I'm going to define it briefly. So certainty is when you're confident and you have no doubt about something. However, uncertainty is when nothing is clear, nothing is for sure. So I have a question for all of you guys. Is if you have to choose between these two, between certainty and uncertainty, which one would you pick? First is the sunny skies, the certainty and the comfort lie ahead. Who would choose that? Raise your hand if you choose the certainty. Okay, this much people. Okay, now who would choose the uncertainty, the cloudy skies, the uncomfortable things? Who would choose the uncertainty now? Just 3, 4 guys. Okay, these people are brave. So now, in many cases, people would rather stay in bad situation, and when they know that those bad situation is not good and they have to leave it, but they stay and not choose to go with the uncertainty of change. And I don't know what's the answer. I know the answer is very simple, because the answer is it's a survival mechanism. It's a need for a human being. And Tony Robbins said that certainty and uncertainty is parts of the 6 human basic needs. Many researchers, interesting researchers showed that why we desire this certainty, and it's very interesting, and it can make sense, because the need for certainty is the need to, we can say, is the need to feel in control. It's the need to avoid pain and stress. It's the need for basic comfort, and it affects how much risk we are willing to take in life, how much risk we are willing to take in our jobs, in our commitments, in our relationship, and in our investments. So if we agree that we need certainty in life, then we have to also agree that we need for variety. And some people call variety spontaneity, and some other people call it uncertainty. So we can say that certainty is bad. It allows us to be stable in life. It allows us to stick to our commitments in life. But it's when that certainty tips the scales, and it becomes an issue in terms of the role it can play in our life. Sometimes the need for certainty becomes so strong that we miss out the opportunities that uncertainty can provide us in life. Like think about the stories that inspire you the most. Think about the people that have done incredible things. Think about your own achievements. All of this has one thing in common, and that is the uncertainty. I'll be very fair. My life was pretty much, I can say, filled with certainty. I was born in Kabul, and I lived 20 years of my life in Kabul. But despite that, there were some big uncertainties that came along with some unexpected event in my life. And one of those that we had in common was COVID-19, right? At that time, I was 12th grade, and I was preparing for Concours exam, and I was uncertain to choose which faculty I want to study, and whether I could pass the Concours exam or not. But despite all those uncertainties, I took the exam, and I managed to be accepted in my favorite faculty, software engineering. And after that, life was very certain, life was good, But when the Taliban came and took over the country, that my very certain life, very safe world was flipped upside down, and it was suddenly filled with uncertainties. But and I had to choose between these two. I had to whether stay and study and have that certain life, even though it was bad, or whether to choose or leave my country and choose the uncertainties that will come along with leaving my country. So I choose the uncertainty, and if I had chosen the certainty, I wouldn't have met these wonderful people. I wouldn't have met these wonderful friends that I have now. I wouldn't have this mindset that I have now. And you would have probably sound better for this presentation. But anyways, looking back into my life, what I see is that what made my life so much exciting and what made my life so much wonderful was its uncertainties. Imagine if you knew what will happen in the future. If you had a crystal ball that will show you that what will happen in the future, life would be much easier, right? It would be very certain, everything would be good. But the things that we miss in that life will be that it wouldn't be exciting anymore. It wouldn't have any meaning anymore, because the meaning of life is its uncertainties. And we all have watched movies, right? And what we consider as a good movie is not like you can say the movie genres, like you can say comedy, romance, not this stuff. A good movie, we say, is when we start watching a movie, right? We start predicting things. We say this thing is going to happen in the movie, but after a few minutes later, that thing doesn't happen. Something totally different happens, right? And then again a few minutes later, we say now this is going to happen, and again that movie is good, right? That something totally different happens, and it's in the last scene of the movie, and we turn to our friend and we say that now I'm 100% sure that this is going to happen. This guy is going to do this, but again something different happens, and when the movie ends, we say to ourselves, what a wonderful movie it was, right? But if we watch a movie and we predict things, like say this is going to happen, but and that thing happens, like in many movies, like in Bollywood movies, right? So what we can get from this is that from this movie scenario is that whatever we are predicting goes right in life, it happens, then life is not good anymore. And if the things that we are predicting goes wrong and it doesn't happen, then life is wonderful. This is the same case for life, but life is much more filled with uncertainties than anything else. The world is in constant flux. Looking back at this last 3-4 years, so many things happened that we never expected those things to happen, like COVID-19, like Russia attacking Ukraine, or like Taliban taking over that country. All these things happen, and we can say that world is a very complex place. So asking that how to deal with uncertainty is not the right question to ask. We should ask how to embrace uncertainty. And embracing uncertainty, because we can decrease uncertainty in life, we can really decrease it, but we cannot remove uncertainty from our life. And it's because there's a theory called butterfly theory, and they say it as a butterfly flapping its wings in Pakistan can cause a hurricane in Japan. This is how they explain it, right? But it doesn't mean that way. What it really means is that tiny things can have the big impacts in life. In fact, tiniest things can have the biggest impacts in our life. So if you can control everything, then you can control uncertainties too. So let's just embrace uncertainty, because uncertainty is always an opportunity. Just think about it. In every decision that we make, in every decision that we make lies an opportunity that will push us, that lies opportunity that will push us beyond our perceived limitation, and it will help us to reach near to what kind of person we want to become. It will help us to reach our goals. And as Joseph Campbell said, the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And it's the only way to get to those things is reaching out of our comfort zone. And by reaching out of our comfort zone, we can get those incredible life we dream of, those incredible things that we want to be. And learning, and I realized how much I learn about myself is proportionate to how much risk that I am willing to take in life, or how much risk I am taking. And if you and a strong person for me is the person who can thrive into the unknowns, and I want that for myself. And I want to it become a craving in me, or I can say it's a pursuit in itself for me. And I want to understand me better and know what I am capable of and where I want to be. Now, learning to enjoy and to thrive into the unknowns is not something that happens overnight. It's not an aha moment or something that you do once in life. It's a process that we can say it's a process that every time you do something that you previously considered as impossible, you do these things, no matter how small it is, just the things that you never done those things before. And to get those things done, after those things you done, you will get to the point that you will can judge yourself from the things that you achieved, and that by judging those things you can improve in your life. And we can see it's a dynamic search that we're constantly learning about the new things, and what we like about ourselves, what we don't like. And it's can say that what we were yesterday doesn't have to define us what we are today and who we will be tomorrow. So can say life is in a constant flux, and it's a never-ending movement. And life is a constant never-ending movement, and it's the beauty of the life. So if you want to we want to reach our goals and we want to achieve our dreams, we have to accept uncertainty. And if you want to, we can say study abroad, right? And you don't have the means to study abroad, but there is plenty scholarship pages online. You just have to take an easy step in life, create an account for in one of those pages for the scholarship, and that easy or first step will give you the motivation to do the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, until you find where you want to be or what you want to get in life. So we can say that action inspires motivation. So after that, we can say that every decision in life is a right decision, because if you're caught in between a hard decision and you don't know what to do, the problem is not choosing the wrong option, because it's called hard decision or hard decisions in life, because you don't know what is best for you. You don't know which those option is best for you, and that's the thing with the hard decision. So we can say the problem is choosing the wrong option. The problem is not choosing at all, and being paralyzed by the fear of being paralyzed of the fear of change. So, but it is right. We can say like we should accept it because we are human beings and we have fear of change and we have a fear of not being safe. But at the same time, we have to remind ourselves and know that we are responsible for our own happiness. We are responsible for building our own life. So I want you guys to embrace uncertainty because it's uncertainty that makes us work a little harder. It makes us run a little faster. It makes us jump a little higher. It's uncertainty regardless if we win or lose in life. It shows at what we are capable of that we don't know it yet. It's uncertainty regardless of the outcome that it will let us discover our strength, our resiliency, and our love inside. So when you are thinking about your future, when you are thinking about your dream life, know that those dream life, those goals won't come true by just planning and doing the things you're 100% sure about. They're going to happen by embracing uncertainty, by taking risk in your life. They're going to happen by defying the odds. Thank you so much.
I invite Professor Abdul Ghafoor Safa to conclude our program, a summary of the first month. Please clap for him.
Thank you so much. In the name of Allah, the most merciful and compassionate, good afternoon, everyone. I am really excited and to have this opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. First of all, let me thank Ms. Zahra, Ms. Malalai, and Mr. Fardin for outstanding performance, for very informative speech. Thank you so much. You really inspire me. Thank you so much. But it is not easy to recap all the topic which have been delivered, and what I can say today is that most of the content have been delivered was about personal development and motivation, which both of them have a huge impact in our life, have a significant impact in our life. Personal development is all about self-awareness. Personal development is all about the way that we are walking every day. Personal development is a path for achieving and learning more new skills. What I can say about the motivation is really drive us to reach our goals, to become a success man. Why? Because without personal development, without any motivation, we will not be able to reach our goal or to do our daily or routines work. That's why we are here to teach you new skills, to share our experience here with you, with all of you, to become success in the future. Really today they get me excited. I am really happy. Just I want to give you a sample example and answer to the question. Why the marketplace paid for some people's 50 Afghani per hour, and also this market paid 500 Afghani for 1 hour? Why? Because the answer is very simple. The market do not pay for the time. The marketplace will pay you for the value, how much value you deliver to the market. That's very important. That's why they paid 500 per hour for one person. It is possible that we become 2 wise, 3 wise, 10 wise, more than earn more money than anyone else. Thank you so much. I don't want to speak today too much. I'm really happy and appreciate it. Your speech, your informative speech. I'm really happy. Thank you so much.
About new starts, right? And well, mostly my question is about choosing career. When you choose a career, you have to try certain things to find your interest. In what way do you suggest to try those things?
For restart or for choosing a career, there is a multiple way that we can select our career. The first things, as I said, I think that previously the people said that we should choose our career based on our passion, but it will not work because the new research shows that it's not working. Why? Because what we was a survey have been done in I think in Canada, around 25,000 companies, that they ask them what's your passion. Most of the people select our passion is the music, our passion is like sport and football and something else. But then this company calculated that how many percent of job is in this field. 97% of people's passion was sport, music, something like this. But 3% of job is related in this field. How we can select this type of career? The another things that people said in previously, they said that you should select a career based on your interest, but still it's not working. Why? 4 years ago, our interest was different than today's, what we are like today, but it also will be different in 4 years, after 4 years. What I can recommend that how we can restart, how to select a new career. We should focus which career bring value to the market, which one is more needed and which one is more valuable. If I give you an example, I think it would be I repeat it. The university, Lim Kok Wing University, which I have been graduated from there was around 2,000 professor, but the professor, the salaries was different and they have different level. Those professor who was teaching the software engineering, the salaries was 10 times more than others. Why? Because they're creating a value. Just they're working to increase the capacity of chips. For example, previously the one hard disk was like this. It was just 10 GBs. Now after a while, this hard disk become 30 GBs, become 100, become 500, become 1,000. Now this hard disk, they are making a chip, a small chips. This chips is capable around 10,000 GB right now. That is why they are creating a value to the market. That's why they're earning more than anyone else.
Totally rejecting the idea that if you follow your passion, money or success will follow. Do you reject that idea?
I think I'm not rejecting. The research is rejecting this because why? The passions that we are selecting don't have much opportunity there. We can't find that much opportunity because, as I give an example, for example, most of the people like to doing sport, like sport. But in this field, just 3% of total, if you calculate total job, just 3% is in this field. That is why most of the people will be jobless in the future. And let me give you one more example. When I work with one organization in Kabul, we announced one jobs. We announced this job for 5 times, but we couldn't find anyone. For another type of job, if we announce one jobs, for example, for business analyzer, when we announce this, we read around 2,000 CV. That's why we should find a career, especially that mostly creating value. That's why that's important.